Hello everybody, I hope you're all very well. Thanks very much for tuning in. It's Friday, it's my Feel Good Friday vlog, and for the new people what I normally do is talk about cats, plants, snacks and knickknacks. However, this week it's a little bit different. I'm going to finish something I started, and I started it 6 years ago. Making this video has actually motivated me to plan for the future, even though it nearly killed me doing it. No, I'm not joking. I'm too old for this game. Um, and as always, I just want to thank you all. First of all, obviously, thank you all so much for subscribing. I'm so grateful. But also, thank you for all the fantastic comments you leave and sort of communicating and corresponding and chatting about vintage treasures that you've found or you want to find. It's amazing. I just love it. But also, with regards to what I've just done, thank you for the motivation, because if I wasn't making this vlog and feeling responsible to try and entertain you, which I love, I'd never have done it. And because I've done it, because I've finally done the renovation that I've been putting off for 6 years or just not knowing what to do with it, I've finally come to the realization and the decision of what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. Gordon Bennett. That's a relief for me and the world. And begonia. So one of the new things I've done is I've started a little shorts section on YouTube in the shorts department, which is completely different to this Friday Feel Good vlog and other ideas that I've got in the pipeline. You might have seen the first one. The first one's just classic begonia. It was amazing. And then I've also started a little section called My Vintage Archive, where I'll be doing really short little sort of vignettes on treasures that I've found. And the first two that I've done in My Vintage Archive are firstly a set of 3 vintage IKEA hand-blown glass vases. They're iconic. The second short, which I keep wanting to say vignette, but I have to get with the program, I have to get modern, short, is from a map that I found. I think it was in the flea market in a collection of other things that I bought. And it's a map by a completely overlooked and unknown, well, apart from to very select few people, a female pictorial cartographer called Esther Clark. So please have a look at that. She's quite a fascinating character, and the maps are amazing. So yeah, there we go. That's my part of my new little venture. Right then, get yourself a cup of tea, a bag of donuts if you can, a packet of biscuits, some crisps, or your choice of a snack, because this one is all chat really. Get comfortable. This comes with a public warning, this vlog. There's a lot of complaining and whining. But you know, it's my kind of whining. Hopefully it'll make you laugh. If you like watching other people suffer, this is your vlog. This is for you. Oh, thank God it's over. I put it off for so long. But it's done now, and I'm over the moon. So it is a renovation video, before and after. I say before and after, I mean, it's more sort of after. But for your entertainment, I've inserted some of the photographs of the house as it was when I bought it. It's quite hard to look, actually. It was quite difficult taking them off my old phone and inserting them into the video. Oh, the heebie-jeebies. So I haven't been living in it like that for 6 years. It was about 6 months. But I have been living in it just unfinished. So I've done it. I finished it. And I have transformed it to launch my future. And it's all thanks to you. So here we go. Cue the action. Right then, I just go around this house redecorating each room like it's the Fourth Bridge. I've probably said this before if you've listened to any of my other videos, but I bought this house about 6 years ago and it was a complete renovation project, to be polite. It was a shocking, absolute, crumbling, uninhabitable dump. And I'm all right in those situations and those circumstances on my own. I just like get stuck in and I'm lost for weeks on my own, just scrubbing and scraping and painting and scrubbing and scraping and painting. But a friend was coming up to visit and I thought, well, I can live in this squalor, but they can't. So I quickly transformed the smallest room in the house and I bought this bed for her visit. And I had a few students after that, some international students come and stay. One was lovely, the rest were absolute horror stories. But that's for a story for another day, because this is a feel-good vlog. But I'm still kind of consumed with the idea that I'm obliged to have a bed in this room because it's a bedroom. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever get stuck in those kind of like social conventions? I'm just like stuck, thinking it's a waste of a room not to have a double bed in a double bedroom, even though no one has come to stay in years and I will never have another lodger again until the day I die. But then I think, but what if I have to? What will I do then? Well, I mean, the obvious answer is just get another bed. But I've got this bed and oh, my mind just goes round like that. I just exhaust myself. So this room has already been my artist studio. I had a notion of a dressing room. I thought, oh, I'll turn it into an office. I'll make this my singing teaching room. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to somehow get rid of this bed. I've got a plan for it. And convert this room back again for about the 10th time into all of those things. I'm going to move this mattress. It's double bed. It's a 4-foot small double. I'm going to move the mattress against this wall because I like those neighbours. I'm going to chop up the wooden base. It's only cheap and it's been scratched by our kid, Begonia Coconut, so I can't give it away. No, I mean, you can't give away a bed that's been ripped apart by some wild animal. But I'm going to reuse all the wood. It's only cheap ply. So I'm going to make shelves out of the drawer fronts and I'm going to use the other ply, the other bit of base, to reinforce some flooring. So that's nothing is going to go to waste. I'm sitting on a bag of cat litter as I speak. And I've already tidied for this video because I didn't want you to see what it was like before, but basically I've just piled clothes in here on top of the bed, and these are some boxes for if I sort of overflow from my plastic storage boxes or if I post anything from eBay. So it is a beautiful colour and I love the wallpaper. This is one of the first wallpapers I've chosen, and also a lot of the reasons why I didn't sort of change this room into my music room is because I'm an extremely considerate person and I didn't want to disturb the neighbours with the slightest noise. However, that was unjustified, and I feel now we've reached the point together that I don't have to worry about that, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to take everything out, take all the boxes out, take the hanging clothes out and sort the bed out, and then I'll show you the next stage of the transformation. Here we go again. Oh, honestly, I do love a really big, thick, sturdy box. I've moved so many times in my life. I love a bit of upheaval. Kind of gone past that now, but I still feel the kind of warmth inside when I see a nice, strong, moving box. And this was a waste of time. But I feel like I can't deflate it in case I can't find the pump to reflate it, and I get the urge to do some crunches, so I'll just move it. That's the boxes out. It is really nice. I mean, it does make a really lovely room. And I say my upheaval days are over. They're not. I could move tomorrow. I could take our kid, get us in the Fiat and off ski tomorrow. However, can't go anywhere because we're all in Brexit prison. So there's no upheavaling, there's no fun anymore. So what I'll do is just move around my house. I'll just create my own upheaval inside my house. So a few knickknacks. Yeah, I got this headboard in Bournemouth when I went down for my big birthday tour of the country, when I went to see all my old friends that I hadn't seen in years, and it carried it through the streets of Bournemouth under my arm, sweating, and I was pleased I did because it served its purpose very well. I felt really satisfied when I got that home. It was dark brown wood. It was like a utility post-war, maybe mid-50s veneered dark wooden headboard. Horrible. No redeeming features. Will never come round again. I think I paid about £3 for it, £2 or £3. But I finally painted it white, and then it fitted this small 4-foot double perfectly, and it just created a really nice little nook here. This room is a child's room. It's small, so I can't actually sleep in it. Even when the whole of the rest of the house was a complete demolition site, and this room was all clean and, you know, comfortable with this bed, and everything was nice and cozy and relatively sweet, I couldn't sleep in here. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. However, it does make a perfect nap spot. When I put this bed set up together, I had a little nap, and oh, it was really good. Very, very, very good nap. But I'll find another spot for napping. Right then, heavy lifting. Here we go. I just have a little nap first. Oh, I don't feel so bad about breaking it apart. It's all broken. There's no back on it, on the drawers. And look, she's been at this. Yeah, it's completely knackered, and then there's no thing. There's no thing. It's fine. Smash it, smash it, smash it. Disruption. Oh my god. I'm out of breath. Okay. Come on. Hello, darling. Come on. Come on. You coming up? You coming up? No, she's off. She's not having any part of this. Up. Arise. Up. Okay, I'll do it then. I hate this part. Get in. Hey! Hi, Bubba! Come on! Puppy! Hello! Hi! Come on! Good girl! Good girl! Have you come to say hello? Have you come to help? No. What's happening? What's happening? I'm going to make you more plinths. I'm going to make you more spots to curl up in the sunshine with. Yeah, for sunbeaming. Right then, next. Smash it. Kick it. I forgot to empty that drawer. The secret to everything going really well is to plan ahead. I got this in Bangkok, I think. Meow. Yep, Bangkok. There are more. There are at least 2 more. Where are they? Mystery. Well, that was sort of too easy. That was the first draw, and it's made of such cheap materials that I don't know if it's recyclable, which is a bit of a crime, bit of a shame. But honestly, it just fell apart like paper mache. And as the scene down there, that I've had since 1991, I think. It was one of the very first things I ever bought from a flea market. It was like a massive burning hot day, and yeah, I remember thinking, can't live without that. I'll carry that. And carried it on like the hottest day of the year ever in the history of UK weather. For miles and for hours. Oh, and I just remembered another story. I was running a cabaret club at the time, and I had a few too many sherries one night after a show, and I woke up the next morning, and this mid-century sort of spiral pendant necklace that I was wearing was crocheted into the blanket. I couldn't get out of bed. I don't know where the necklace is, but I've still got the blanket. And the memories survived. Because of its cheap construction, I can't unscrew it, and I can't find the hammer, so I can't smash it. So, plan C, show it. That literally took seconds to go through. I think I could have bitten through that. Yeah, there's nothing to it. This is going to be a lot easier than I thought. Fabulous, that never happens. Great. Oh, darling. Hello. Oh, why are you scared? She just did a massive howl. Howl. Are you okay? Come on, jump up. I'll hold it. Come on. Jump. Yeah, jump. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can jump. Begonia. Jump. 3, 2, 1. Yay! See ya. God. I just want to say I didn't trap her in there. She got herself in there and then had a breakdown. No DNA test required. It's my daughter. It's just cardboard. I don't know how this was holding me up. I think maybe if it had one more nap, it might not have done. Okay, I've got the 2 back slats off. That was the easiest bit. The hardest bit was just cutting through the sort of nylon material, the fabric, which was essentially holding it together. And I mean, it's literally just cardboard and nylon. I don't think I can recycle it. That might have to go in the bin. I'll try and do something with the bits. And I'm going to try and make a shelf out of the end of the drawer. But if it's just like chips, just crumbling, I'll have to bin it. But it's coming along well. Nice big hole there. And I already feel better about getting rid of the bloody thing. Oh, it was like a great big lump of doom just stuck there in the room, climbing over it and putting boxes on it and having small naps on it. Right, here's the big one. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try. Oh, look at that. Easy peasy. No problem. That's that done. There we go. That was easy enough. Almost. Too easy, I think. Speaking as an experienced bed smasher. Not in that way. There's nothing exciting about this story. I was renting a room in a house in Bristol, and the landlady left the country to go to live in India for the winter because it was so cold and damp in Bristol in her house, and left her sort of friend, flatmate, tenant in charge of the house. Well, he refused to put the heating on. He was an absolute nightmare, and it was just bitterly cold. And I had this old bed in the back of my transit van that I was trying to get rid of. Charity shops wouldn't take it, so I thought, right, one day the only way I can get rid of this bloody great thing in the back of my transit and warm my body temperature up beyond death was to sew it up. So I dragged it out the back of a van in front of their house and I just chopped it up with an axe. Like a murdering maniac. I don't know if you got the point. I was trying to make a point, obviously. I was making a statement, as well as trying to warm up. And then I put all the bits of kindling and chopped up wood in the basket next to the fire. She came home about a week later. She was like, "Oh, great, wood, put the fire on, burnt the lot." I saw none of the heat. Oh, oh, God, I just can't get a good tenant and I can't get a good landlord or lady. Oh, dear me. So, this is not my first bed smashing rodeo. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, the first one, a bit too easy. I reckon the second one, because I think it should be easier because I've already done the hard work, it's probably going to be a nightmare, isn't it? It's just going to get stuck. So, wish me luck. See you on the other side. It's better. Done. Great. I do feel much better. Has anyone got a match? Oh yeah, here's one. I'm back on the bag. Cool. So, space. Lovely space. That was quite good fun. I enjoyed that. And it also reminded me of that couple in Bristol. I'd completely forgotten about them. Yeah, I think she was like a sort of, like a new age, sort of yoga type spiritual person. But I think perhaps she'd done quite a lot of sort of nerve damaging substances, maybe at Glastonbury or in the 90s. And yeah, she was an interesting character. So anyway, she took herself off every winter to go and live in a cave on a beach in India, and she used to teach and practice yoga there. I don't know how that worked out for her, and leave behind this bloke, this middle-aged bloke who worked for the council, who looked after her dog and sort of tormented the transient passing through tenants. Oh, I remember the bed smelt of cigarettes, and there was a power surge and it blew my telly up. Oh, he'd question every sound he heard from you and any move you made. He'd be like, "I heard something." And he lived upstairs in the room above mine, and it had no door in it because it was like an attic conversion. Oh, it was so creepy. It was so sinister. Me and this bloke and this boy that used to DJ. Oh, God, it was awful. And yeah, he used to start work. I only took the room because I said I need to practice the band, practice with singing in the band between the working hours of daytime. So I only would take a room where people were out all day working because I didn't want to disturb them. But also, I wanted to work, and I thought that was completely fair. She accepted those conditions. She signed on the dotted line. He was in the room. It was all understood. The minute she left, he started getting up at 3 in the morning, leaving the house at 4 in the morning. So he was home at noon. He was home at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, lunchtime, and that was his day done. And he worked for the council. Wait. What the hell? So the whole time I was in this room, in this contract, I couldn't practice the music, couldn't practice singing, couldn't rehearse. And he used to sit in the living room without the heating on, in a beanie hat and a fleece. In hell. Oh, Lord. Oh, dear me. So, yeah, anyway, that was the final straw that sent me off to New York. She came back all bleached blonde and happy and tanned and, you know, like warm in the core, and from warmth from my wood that I chopped up in the street as a dirty protest. Like some murderer in the woods trying to get rid of a body. Yeah, so she came out and I just said, "This is absolutely unacceptable and intolerable." And she said, "Okay, well, I'll let you out of your contract." But she just refused to believe that he would put the heat on. The second she was back, it was like a sauna. Anyway, that was my cue. Off I went. I went off to New York. Literally out of the frying pan, into the fire. That's another story. I'm not doing New York today. I'm doing a transformation makeover. So I think I'll stop for now. It's evening time and it's dark and this light in this room is a bit gloomy. And I'll resume tomorrow in the daylight. So see you in a second. Here we are. I'm back in the room. It's the next morning. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny day. As usual. This is probably the worst stage of renovating a room for me anyway. The smashing uppy bit, love that bit. That's exciting. And it's very therapeutic and satisfying. This bit, oh, it's just moving shite round and round and back and forwards and into other rooms. So as I sit here, I can feel the howling draft coming up from under the floor. This room is on the back of the house and it's quite exposed, and the draft that comes through here, it's very badly insulated. It's just, it's an old Victorian house, 1889. It hasn't really been updated. And to be honest, I can't find a solution to lots of the problems, and I don't think there is one. Certainly not in England. We have really, really badly insulated houses and absolutely terrible tradespeople. So it's just like a double trouble, really. So you do really have to try and just mask the problems or do as best a botched job as you can. It's always, whatever botched job you do, if you're relatively capable, it's always going to be better than a professional job, in my experience. I did have one guy put windows in and he was brilliant. I don't know if he's still available. I might try and find his number. It was 6 years ago. The next part of the plan is try and just stop, put a halt, stop to some of this drafty wafty, and that means addressing the floor. I did sand this and run seal it. Obviously that didn't work very well. That failed. Don't know why. I put about 3 coats on. This was actually the first room I did. Maybe I needed a bit more practice. And I remember when I got to the stage of finally putting a coat of varnish on, I had the radio in this corner that next door had lent me. Didn't have television, didn't have internet, didn't have anything, but just silence and an old cassette radio. It's really nice, actually. It's very peaceful. And I started varnishing, but I left the radio in the corner and it was on, and I left it on radio too. And by the time I got to the door, I couldn't get to the radio, and then the most horrendous thing happened. Bob Harris started interviewing Mark Knopfler for 2 hours. I mean, I felt like walking over the varnish, to be honest, to make it stop. So it was just me in this massive, empty, rotten house with those two droning on about being old, boring bastards for 2 hours. God. It was rock and roll torture. Anyway, they ended. It dried. I got the radio. So, yeah, what I'm going to try and do is, I've had some white lino downstairs that I've been saving to put down in the kitchen when I finally finish that. It's more than 2 years. It's probably 3 years. And it's just been leaning up propped against the wall. Because that's the way I roll. Not very rock and roll anymore. And so what I might do is use that white vinyl in here. And I'm going to try and seal up the edges of where the wall meets the floor. It's quite a big gaping chasm. I've got some what's it called? Not Miracle, Gorilla expandable foam. I might need some more cans, but I'll see if that's see if I can stick that nozzle in a few big holes. I've cleared that top of the wardrobe. There was a suitcase with all my art supplies that I used to write my little illustrated cat book about begonia. I'll tell you about that another time. Moved the hats, the books. I've cleared out all the front of the stuff, and I forgot I had this. I found it on the top of the wardrobe. I found that guitar stand walking home one night in Brooklyn in the street. Coolio! The chair. I bought that in Madrid when I was running a choir called El Chorus de Gatos, the Cat's Choir. I can't remember what I called it now. Anyway, I bought 6 chairs that I could carry home from IKEA across across the city on the metro. I just remembered another weird little story. I had 6 of these. I bought 6, and the biggest table in the world, all of which I brought home with me from Madrid. One of the most stressful events of my life, getting back from Madrid. And I sold 2. So I've got 4 here, and I sold 2 on Facebook Madrid or something like that. And a really young girl turned up, English girl, and she got them. She asked for, loads of money off, so I just said yes. So she ended up getting them for like £1 each or something like that, or €1 each. And when she turned up, I thought she was going to be really poor. She was sort of decked out in designer gear, had loads of shopping bags, and a kitten in a basket. And I was completely overwhelmed by the fact that she had a kitten in a basket, and she was utterly unfazed by the whole situation. And I said, "How are you going to get all this home?" She went, "Oh, I'm going to call a private car." I thought, okay, you're welcome. Au revoir. Adios. Weird. I still don't understand. Anyway, I've got 4. Eyes. Bag of eyes. I just need some tongues of newt. Look at that. That's the real deal. That's a proper one. I think I'll put that up in the jungle room. So there we go. Yep. Vintage mid-century plastic atomic lampshade in fantastic condition. Now, is this? Oh yeah. Vintage King Kong pencil sharpener. He's supposed to growl, and you put your pencil in there, in its batteries, and the eyes go red, and it's supposed to go rah, but it goes. That's exactly the sound it makes. And he's lost his blade. He doesn't. Well, the blade's there, but it's completely blunt, so he doesn't even sharpen pencils anymore. He's in retirement, let's say. But it's fabulous. That's Bowden kitten fabric from a fabric shop on Primrose Hill in London. Oh, bag of heaven. Bag of Hong Kong heaven. Loads of faux flowers. That smell of plastic. Delicious. Oh, it's so fragrant. Oh, 1970s plastic, like factory plastic. I love it. Oh, lush. I bought this wallpaper. I've got about 4 rolls, which is more than enough for the bathroom, which is where I intended to put it. But I sat looking at the rolls, it's still in their plastic, throughout 3 years of lockdown. And by the time I sort of mustered up the energy and sort of inclination to redecorate the bathroom, I was sick of the sight of the paper. Big bag of fabric. And I've just remembered I bought this in lockdown as well. Completely forgot I had it. And it's a Martin Lerman cat print. He's a fantastic artist. But I think I know what to do with this. I think I know someone who needs this. Someone who's having maybe a special birthday. Might be watching. Happy birthday! Surprise! Paper Chase woodland animal Christmas baubles that I forgot I had, still boxed. And some more eyes. So you'll notice by this point, in the bottom, I've started just piling it all up on the windowsill. This happens every time I run out of enthusiasm. Oh. Out, sewing machine, a pack of zips, which were to go with the bag of eyes. That was a project tried once and abandoned immediately. Eject. Right, okay, we're cooking with gas. Let's get this baby moved. Baby, you're staying out of the way. You're not getting involved. I don't blame you at all. I wish I hadn't started. You, love you. I love you. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Yes, gang, I'm going to attempt to put the lino down with the furniture still in the room. Yes, I am. I'm not going to let you watch me do this, though. I might get a YouTube ban. I'll see you on the other side. I'll see you on the underside. No gap. Halfway. Oh God, I love myself so much. Brilliant. Oh, brilliant. Stay for the record. I've put the lino down, the vinyl, with my drying, my washing and drying. Oh God, superb quality, superb act. Oh, dear. Available for hire. Yeah, lunchtime speeches. I don't do after dinner. I don't like being out after dark. Speak to my agent. That's me. And I haven't even lost a knick-knack yet. And still, she lies in her flamingo floating bed, in her pink paradise, completely unmoved, not bothered, could care less. Look at that. Would you believe it? Honestly. Do you know, I thought I was just feeling so lucky and so full of myself. I thought it was going to fit perfectly. This room, I've measured it 1,000 times. It's 3 meters. This roll of vinyl was 2 by 3 meters. Somebody can't measure, and I'm not taking the blame. So anyway, here we are, little update. Begonia came in. She was very excited about what was going on. She did a few circles around, and then we had some peanut butter marmite and toast with 2 teas. 2 teas. This is where we sat. And now, for the next phase, we have a little Chalpadine Max and a glass of water. I faded a little bit. I need a little pick me up. So I'm going to do the bathroom with the same flooring, and there'll be plenty left to fill that gap. Anyway, it doesn't matter, honestly, because there's not a straight wall in this house. Everything's on the wonk. So, I mean, the thought of it actually fitting square was just ridiculous. But it's plenty wide. There's lots of spare, and what I'm going to do is just leave it like that. I'm not going to cut it down yet. I'm just going to let it breathe, let it relax, let it shrink, expand, whatever it wants to do, probably for a week. And then I haven't Gorilla Glued it. I haven't Gorilla Expandable Foamed it. What I'm going to do is I've got some eco glue that I've got for the carpet downstairs that I've just gone off to get. So I'm going to dab bits of that underneath when it's finally relaxed and it's all comfortable, and then I'll trim the edges. But I think what it's actually going to do is I might leave a generous edge because it's already stopped the drafts. I can feel it. I mean, I'm absolutely roasting because I've been heavy lifting, but I can tell straight away. You could literally feel the draft coming at your knees if you stood still or sat down, like daggers. They were like blades of wind. They were wind blades coming through the floor. And I've stopped that. So thank you very much. No, I'm just going to get rid of all this. I'm not going to sort out the wardrobe. I'm just going to fill it up again. These are my favourite comfy pants. Oh, I love putting them on after a bath. Oh, toasty, soft, fleecy. You alright, darling? Nearly finished. It's exactly 1 week later, and I can't finish this without doing this as well. Oh, God. You know, when you just unpick one corner and then the whole world unravels. Well, I've got to do the bathroom as well. Even the bathroom was just kind of flung together in an emergency where I just reached the point where I couldn't stand it anymore, all the scraping and what have you. So I just, flung it together. I say flung it together, nearly killed myself, nearly killed the idiot who came to do the plumbing. Well, there was a few of them actually. That's another saga. There was always a saga with them. They just bring so much drama. Anyway, I have no drama. And I have completely given up on the idea of having this glamorous gold towel rail. I can't tell you how many times I've put that back up. But I'll never give up on my Solbadine Max. Yum, 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 yum. So this is not exactly before. It's been like this for about 3 years, maybe more. It's nice. I liked it. I still like it, but I'm a bit sick of the sight of it because, you know, lockdown for 10 years. And also, I only ever put one layer of tiles down, which was always only going to be the underlayer, the underlay, underlay. And it's been like that since then, since 3 years, never finished. Everything is just slightly unfinished. You know what happens. And of course this looks like this because this is like this. The rest of the house is 10 times as bad as this, just because of this. My advice would be at this point, don't do it. I've got to do it because I'm in too deep. I've got to finish it. But everybody else, renovation, don't do it. Go and live in your van or a caravan or something like that. Or go and live in a hole in a tree. Don't do this shit. It'll kill you. So anyway, right, okay. I have scrubbed and emptied and bleached the floor. There's a big hole behind the toilet that the plumber left, which has been the sort of screaming open jaws of hell. That's where a lot of the draft's been coming through for years. So I'm going to fill that now with the Gorilla. A tiny little bit of good news. I gave you some top tips on vinyl. I learned a few things about that. So yeah. Hey love. Begonia. We just stand here staring at it for years. Okay, here we go. The big Gorilla Filler day. It says rinse the nozzle with nail varnish remover when you're finished. So what I'm going to do is put the nozzle pipe in this old olive jar and then pour some nail varnish remover in and then shake it with the lid on. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. You don't need to see that. You can imagine what it looks like filling a hole. Can't get the lid off. Can't. I shook it though. I just can't get the lid off at all. There's the hole. Massive. Okay, I did it like that. Put a screwdriver in the little hole and then lever it off sort of diagonally. Pop. I think I might have overdone it. I think there might be a massive polar bear hanging to the side of my house on the outside. I think it's gone straight through. I'm going to go out in the yard, look up, see if there's a huge big bear. A big white bear. Oh God. I did keep squeezing quite a lot. No, I can't see any. I think we're all good. For now. Might have another squeeze. Stay in there. The gorilla is in there, locked in the bathroom. He's just sat there growling and swelling. I don't want to do this. I've been putting off this job literally for years. I've got to put the lino down. I've just gone through 1,000 scenarios and a million options. There's only one solution really, and that's just crack on with it. Just get on with it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. Oh, it's going to be a nightmare. Oh, it's going to go wrong. Something's going to fuck up. Oh, I'm going to have to live with that mistake for another 10 years. Fucking hell. No, right. A positive mental attitude. Whenever last cowboy desecrated this house, left a whole load of shit. That's just like a completely uneven, bouncy floorboard. Oh, there's nothing I can do about it. Just gonna have to live with it and cover it up like last person before me did. Ah, right, up we come. I know. Can you believe it? I put the rugs down, so I've had to get the crowbar to get them up. I wish I was so brilliant at everything. Yeah, I know. You too. You're brilliant too. Yeah. She hates disturbance and disruption. Honestly, I don't blame her. I thought my upheaval years were over. They're not. Come on, love. I'm just going to do this and then it'll be all peaceful. Now I can do some flower arranging. Yeah, can't wait. That's a few days away yet. Thank God she's found her kitty litter. Exactly. Well, for the tiniest little bit of landing and for one tiny little rug, that was a mammoth task. Why is everything so difficult? I might have slightly overcompensated with the old tack situation. No, I'm not going to take any of the blame. I nearly said I might take part responsibility for that, but nah, I'm not. I'm innocent. That. Nope. Absolutely no use. What's the point? Hands. That one absolutely will not budge. What a little... I've just had a little bit of a cowboy budget brainwave. I'm trying to get into the same zone as the absolute skunks that did this. So, this is... And you can't nail it down because the gas pipes run under there. And I don't know if they're live or not, so I'm not going to start drilling and hammering. For sure. So what I'm going to do is, I've got some spare vinyl tiles. I'm out of breath from that blooming screwdriver thing, that little thing there. I'm just going to push like a runway across there. Oh, there's a nail. Well, that's just going to draw blood every day, isn't it? The previous owner kindly left these, well, there was nothing kind about it. He just left a load of old shite all in bin bags and just strewn everywhere. It was, oh, the house was like a squalid, cracked in. Anyway, I found a pack of these. This was what the kitchen floor was tiled with. Oh. A very depressing tile this is. And so anyway, it was there. It was in the cupboard under the stairs. And I kept it. And now I know it's because I'm an absolute genius. Oh, I love myself more each day. It's perfect. It even does a little underrun. Oh my God, I swear that wonky board was just absolute misery. And it's still a wonky board, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was just with that down. Oh my God, I'm all excited and high-pitched. 6 years of wonky wobble, kind of destabilizing my psychological core. All the time when there was some green manky 80s lino tiles down under the stairs and they were just sitting there waiting for their day to come. Well, it's here, baby. Brace yourself for more whining. You absolute bastard. I forgot. It's rolled 2 meter widthways. Like that's the short length. And it's rolled out that way. And this is rolled out that way. I'm going to have to unroll the whole thing. How am I going to do this? Unroll the whole thing in this tiny little space and then 90-degree it And then, you bastard, you absolute bastard. Glad I had that bit of salpatine. I don't know where to start. Let's do it. Got the tube out, wasn't too bad. Took my Christmas jumper off. Well, that was abuse. I know. It is in. Yeah. I know. It was absolutely terrible. But I love it. And I'm thrilled. And I'm not going to glue it down yet. I've got that ecological glue for the other floor. Oh my god, for the other floor tiles. Oh my god. So what I've learned from this one is to just leave it breathe. I can't speak. Is to just let it breathe, let it relax. Don't stick it down. Don't cut it completely to the right size. Well, the other one took about 3 days, to be honest. It kept moving. I'd walk in the night just to have a look at it, and it'd be all rippled up. And then I'd come in the next morning thinking, oh my god, all those ripples, and it'd be completely smooth. So I don't know if it's nocturnal and it's just breathing, but I'm just gonna leave this one for a little while, probably a week, and eventually get this video uploaded onto YouTube if I survive. Ta-da! Oh, the floor has changed everything from the smallest cubicle sized bathroom in the world to the Ritz. Well, I've got to say, honestly, it was an absolute fight to the death, but worth it. I'm so pleased. From that horrible, scrappy, freezing cold, like ice cold, shiny, slippery floor that was only ever an emergency underlay, to a lovely, soft, warm, toasty, bright, white, clean flooring. And I've even got Begonia's toilet in there as well. Oh, heaven, absolute heaven. And not only that, employing a trick that I learned from my granddad 40 years ago, maybe more, I even got the towel rail up, and I think it's going to stay this time. Solid. Oh, fantastic. Hidden matchstick in the hole. Instant roll plug. Thanks, Grandad. I don't know why. I've done the floor, but somehow the window looks better too. Oh, everything's better. Oh, it's just so much better. Oh. I tell you, I could lie down on it now, and I have been lying down on it a lot. I'm so happy. I'm so relieved. We are ready to launch. So I moved those gold things over to that side. Oops, there we are. Need a few more knickknacks, but that's some fun for the future. I put my vintage owls up because I thought what I really need is some wisdom and some backup. So voila, I've got a pack of owls. What's a gang of owls called? Leave a comment. Thank you. So, you lovely old wise birds, use your wisdom, share your knowledge. back me up here. And I've also got my favourite vintage 80s power dress by Gina Bocconi. It's got fighting shoulders, no missing, and my favourite vintage Aztec style, or maybe Mayan style, gold tone pendant. Fabulous. I've got my gold Nautilus ceramic shell hanging from an owl, from a baby owl, and that's empty. That's ready for catching rainbows and dreams. Aye, aye. I've got bears, a replica of an ancient Greek tiny raver. Cheesy quaver, nothing but fun. Charity shop pickup, can't remember when, can't remember where, don't know how much, love it. Not as much as I love this though. Vintage mid-century Italian brass, either side table, occasional table or bedstand. Oh, it's worth a few quid. I've been waiting to use this for something for about 2 years, and it's finally found its purpose. I'm so happy. I mean, honestly, you could run a whole office from this. You can have your laptop on the top. Don't even talk about those. May they be cursed. And all your little office accoutrements, knickknacks, essentials underneath. So I've got my pen holder. I've got my sellotape dispenser. I've got my rack and my thing for sticking random objects in, and some scales. Fabulous. There's the table. Can't even begin to tell you how heavy it is. Probably the weight of 4 wrestlers, but not quite as argumentative. Can't believe I carried that from Madrid. Seriously, I'm an animal. This window, I don't enjoy the view very much from here. Various reasons. But this fabric has been in a bag, ready to go to the charity shop or the bin. Actually, I was going to be a bit horrible about it and just stick it in the bin. But it turns out it's a pre-made, sequin encrusted, sculpt edged, beautiful Indian style net curtain, which just fits perfectly. Whatever's out there is obliterated. I'm so happy. I can't believe it. It goes right to the ground. It looks beautiful when the light's on and it's dark outside. It just twinkles. So honestly, I never throw anything out. Everything has its time. It just comes. It has its moment eventually. Well, that's my story. And yeah, and there's the fabulous orange vintage Ryman stacking shelves with all my bits on. Stuff shoved in there. There's the mattress. You'd never know. There's my giant log basket for my laundry, and there's my big light. So look at that floor. Oh. We are just about open for business. So thank you. You did it. I'll tell you very soon what you've told me I should do with the rest of my life, but not today. So absolutely thrilled. Can't believe I've finally done it. Look at that floor. I'll just go lie down on it. Oh, yes, thank you. So thank you so much, everybody, for the motivation. Honestly, I wouldn't have done it without you. I could have done it. I just wouldn't have. And I would have just shuffled about, climbing over things and being annoyed with myself. So I'm not saying it was easy. It was grueling. But if you've been putting something off that's kind of sort of holding you back or doing your head in, crack on. Have a go. Have a cup of tea first, though. So take care. Have a lovely week, and leave any comments that you feel would make me happy under the video. I'll try and get back to you next week with some sparkly spangles. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.